Hello everyone, this is in-depth analysis by Arenze. Trump government have imposed additional restrictions on Russia's oil and gas sectors and cancelled the extension of Russia's bank's license that conducted energy trading operations as exception. Now all transactions are prohibited without any exception under this new sanction. What this means is, Russian banks were kicked out of SWIFT system for international banking, but there were exceptions for banks that conduct purely energy trading operations. So Trump is saying no exception this time. Obviously, Trump is increasing pressure on Moscow. Let's wind back on what made Trump sanction Russia amid their growing good ties. Before we continue, consider liking and subscribing to my channel. Thanks. After the crash between Zelensky and US Vice President J.D. Vance, Zelensky sent an apology letter to the US President. Immediately, both parties agreed to meet in Saudi Arabia for peace talks concerning the Ukraine and Russian war. Then, on 11th March, both parties met and agreed on the need for one-month ceasefire between Russia and Ukraine.
This is ending this war once and for all. Today, we made an offer that the Ukrainians have accepted, which is to enter into a ceasefire and into immediate negotiations to end this conflict in a way that's enduring and sustainable and accounts for their interests, their security, their ability to prosper as a nation. I want to personally we both want to thank the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, His Majesty, for hosting us, for making this possible. They've been instrumental in this process, and we're very grateful to them for hosting us here today. And hopefully we'll take this offer now to the Russians. And we hope that they'll say yes, to peace. The ball is now in their court. And but again, the president's objective here is, number one, above everything else, he wants the war to end. And I think today Ukraine has taken a concrete step in that regard. We hope the Russians will reciprocate.
During that same period, Russia on the other side conducted a successful pipeline operation behind the enemy lines, which is Ukraine forces in Kursk Oblast, a Russian region Ukraine invaded on August last year in a surprise attack and wanted to use it as a bargaining chip during the peace negotiations. Ukraine held it for 6 months, but unfortunately, Russia was able to take more than 86% of the settlement with their infamous pipeline operation. One funny thing is, this is not the first time Russia attacked Ukraine using pipeline. This is the third time actually, first being Avdiivka pipeline operation on January 2024. Back to the current discussion. With the chaos in Ukraine defense line, Trump sent his delegation, Steve Witkoff, to Russia to meet the Russia's representative, Ushakov Yuri, to tell him about the need for one-month ceasefire, which everybody is okay with, even the European Union. Russia accepted the ceasefire but said there are certain conditions of theirs that will be met in order for them to comply. Conditions like Ukraine will not receive any military weapons during the ceasefire period. Ukraine will stop recruitment and conscription of soldiers during the ceasefire. And one more important thing, who will monitor and enforce the ceasefire?
Then how will these 30 days be used? Will this time be used to continue forced mobilization in Ukraine, or so that weapons can be delivered there? Or so that newly mobilized units can undergo military training? Or none of this will be done? But then the question arises, how will the issues of control and verification be resolved? How can we be sure, and how will we be guaranteed that nothing like this will happen? How will control be organized? I hope that at the level of common sense this is clear to everyone.
They also said they want the root cause of the conflict to end, not temporary solution.
We agree with the proposals to end hostilities, but we proceed from the fact that this cessation should be such that it would lead to long-term peace and that it would eliminate the initial causes of this crisis.
Clearly, this is a yes and no answer. Kremlin is playing the grand chess of negotiations. US decided to sanction them in order to put more pressure on them, but I doubt it will work, given the fact US has resumed weapon delivery and intelligence sharing to Ukraine. In my next video, I will discuss why Moscow really declined the ceasefire. This is in-depth analysis by Arinze. Remember to like, comment and most importantly, subscribe to my channel. Thanks.